Going on, Universal fans? Welcome back for episode 2 of the Dead Man's Mic podcast, the Halloween Horror Nights podcast. If you tuned into episode 1, we appreciate you. I'm one of your hosts, Nick.
One of your hosts, Craig, CJ. What it do, y'all?
Hey, Craig in the house, man. We here and we ready to talk about all things Universal. There's a lot going on this week, dude. As you all know, Epic opens tomorrow.
Oh yeah, it
The
does.
gates open tomorrow. The previews are over. The public gets to experience that park tomorrow. Craig, what are you most excited for with Epic Universe, man? How are you feeling about this? We have literally followed this from an idea on a piece of paper, and now it's here.
So I know, uh, we have been following Epic since dirt was literally on the ground.
Yeah,
Since it even became an announcement, even since even before me personally, even before it became an announcement, before it was even like an idea, like even speculation up until this point, from speculation to groundwork to groundbreaking to dirt to land to just just for it to look like how it is now, like Epic
yeah,
is literally one day away from opening. 5 years. 5 years of
yeah.
coverage, 5 years of planning, 5 years of speculation, 5 years of building, and we are here. And I am so pumped to um to be in that place come June. I'm so
Dude,
upset that we're not gonna be there
I know.
opening weekend,
I'm
but
even
it's
upset
all
that we missed
good.
the
It's all
preview
good.
days and everything. But it's all good. We've got our date that we'll be there, and that's all that matters. I think what I'm most excited about is that this is truthfully the first real, like, full-fledged theme park that has opened in the States since Islands of Adventure, I think was the last one.
Yeah, and
It was the last,
this is
yeah.
and also this is the first major theme park to open in the U.S. since 2001, and that was since DCA. So
Mm,
this is huge. Not even
yeah.
just not even in terms of like the Orlando market share, but in terms of like the whole entire theme park industry. This is a game changer. I don't know if
Yeah.
you guys have seen what I've seen, but Epic Universe is a game changer.
It is.
Not only for Universal, but for the theme park industry as a whole. And this is gonna even take the theme park industry to a whole nother level because this is gonna influence other companies, other parks to take the next step. And hey,
Absolutely.
we won in that aspect.
Right, and it is seriously pushing the envelope for a lot of these theme parks, man. I think one thing that I'm most excited for, and I know everybody, if you've watched all the coverage, I mean, our platform is starting right with the opening of Epic, so our coverage is going to look a little different. Shout out to all of the Orlando content creators, these theme park content creators that gave us our inside looks, that gave
For
us
sure.
all of our updates and information leading up to the opening of this park. Without them, we would have nothing, man. And I want to say how appreciative we are of you all. One thing that I'm really excited about for this park, and actually one world that I didn't think I would be that excited for, but now I really am, and that is Super Nintendo World. And it probably because we saw Super Nintendo World in Hollywood
We did.
and we've experienced it. So for us, it's going to be a little different. It's like, well, we've done this before, but this is going to be completely different. It's like a world within another world because you have Donkey Kong Country in there.
Yeah.
And I'm excited for that, man. I'm definitely excited for that. Obviously, Dark Universe.
Oh
We
yeah.
talk about dark shit over here. So Dark Universe.
We've been talking about Dark Universe for, like the longest time. Ever since honestly, news broke that was gonna be one of the lands because hey, we're HHN heads, as you guys know. So ever since, Dark Universe came to the fold, it's like and they were talking about how it's a PG-13 part of the park and how it's incorporating a lot of HHN factors into it. Not a lot, but some aspects in there. So, that just, got me excited. The classic Universal Monsters, like, Universal was, they're the originators the of the monster genre and the brand. Honestly, horror as a whole. So to go back to their roots like that is very, very exciting, and I honestly can't wait.
Yeah, I think it's just cool to have something fresh. To be honest, I kind of think that that's what Epic is providing for everybody. We all, as a community, we love Orlando. Like we could go all day, every single day. It doesn't matter. We can go. But Epic is something new to look forward to. Like we're going down there really like, for lack of better words, experiencing the exact same thing every time that we go. So to be
Mhm.
coming down there for Epic, to have these brand new resorts that are opening with it, it's not in the same area as the rest of the Universal Park. So you get to explore a different area around I-4. You know what I'm saying? Like it
Right.
really, they have made it its own entity. And I'm very excited about that. And one thing that I want to talk about regarding Epic is that when you look at the attraction list, and we have a lot of really very solid attractions. One thing that I do want to point out, and we haven't been, so I could be completely wrong when I say this, but I feel like a lot of these attractions are very family oriented. There's nothing wrong with that. Look at Curse of the Werewolf. It's a wild mouse, it's a spin. There's nothing wrong with that, but that does make me wonder, when are the big updates coming? Because you got people got to understand, this is the best that they could get it without making us wait 10 years so they could flood it with even more stuff, which means the expansion is coming. So I saw that video that I sent to you earlier, Craig. One thing that people are speculating within the next 10 to 15 years is kind of the margin, because we know they're not going to expand next year. But one thing people are kind of banking on is Luigi's Mansion and Super Nintendo World,
Mhm.
which I think that would be incredible. I think that would be an awesome dark ride to add to that area, and
Yeah.
it would bring its own intensity. Don't think that a dark ride means calm. You know what I'm saying? Like from what we're hearing about Monsters Unchained, like that doesn't mean that it's calm. You
Right.
know, so I'm hearing that. I'm also hearing there's two more things. I'm hearing that some people want to speculate a Zelda update to Super Nintendo World, but then I'm also seeing that some people are like, well, don't put it there. Why don't you guys go put it in the Lost Continent?
Right. Because there
Lost
has been
Continent doesn't have any, there's nothing there.
Right. There's been a lot of rumors, honestly, ever since and they have been running rampant ever since Poseidon's Fury closed. And
Right.
the only thing that's in the Lost Continent right now is the Mythos restaurant. And so you got all that space, you have all that room, and you know, not too many people know, but Poseidon's Fury has a huge plot of land of it, and you know that would be perfect for it. And the Sinbad stunt show, I forgot that about that. That has room with
Yeah.
it too. So if there was prime real estate for Zelda to go, I think Islands would fit the bill because you know if you don't put anything there, you still leave that land vacant with nothing. It's almost like it's literally like prime real. Like I said, it's literally prime real estate sitting right there. So then that opens the door for, like you said, Luigi's Mansion at Epic. And so, you know, and I know Universal has all these plans and everything. And I do believe that putting Zelda and Islands of Adventure is one of those plans in the Lost Continent because you don't want to take away too much from, the other theme parks because if you do, it's gonna hurt attendance a little bit. I'm not gonna lie, it's gonna hurt attendance. So, because it's almost like
I
what
think the
Universal.
attendance, yeah, I think the attendance is going to be a little not bad. It's just going to be
Right.
wacky.
I just
I
think
think,
like what Universal does is that they have Epic coming up, obviously,
mhm.
and so they they map out a plan and it's like they update each park every few or so years.
Correct.
Uh, so like for example, when Wizarding World of Harry Potter opened, and I was a venture. That's Hogsmeade. Then, like literally, a couple years down the line, there's Diagon Alley and Studios, and now here's Epic with Ministry of Magic, and then they're just gonna keep hopping from different theme parks, just like adding stuff, not just Harry Potter stuff, but like stuff in general, like
Right.
Velocicoaster,
They have to be
Islands of Adventure.
inclusive about
Right.
everything for sure. I definitely get what you're saying. Um, one other thing that I heard, and this was an interesting take, and I actually really like this, but there's a plot of land right next to Epic that is owned by Universal. And I've seen three different things. Some people are saying they need to add another world, they want another portal. Okay, that would be cool, but we need to get used to these five portals that we have now. That's how I feel. I'm there's nothing wrong with the expansion, but you got to know when to expand. Maybe it's not time. The other thing that I'm hearing is that people are saying that maybe they need to expand parking, a parking garage, but not only a giant parking garage, but a city walk south.
I have heard rumblings of that because
I
there is
yeah,
a plot of land that's like 22 acres, if I'm not mistaken, that
I
is
think it
south.
is yeah, about 22 acres.
And so there have been rumors going around that Universal might want to invest in that land and buy it from, because they don't own the land yet, but
Right.
that's really a lot of prime real estate for Universal to do. So parking garage, you know, um, parking garage and City Walk South, maybe even a fifth gate. So there's
It's
there
up in the air.
literally because I looked back at this video that we looked at a couple months ago, or not even a couple months ago, like a month ago, where Universal was releasing PR about Epic Universe, and how one of the creators, one of the top people at Universal Creative, was saying that they're literally waiting to they already have the plans in place for every single theme park in not even in Orlando, but across the globe, but specifically in Orlando, they already have stuff in the pipeline. They're literally like waiting to announce it, and they're already uh they're already having things waiting to be announced for Epic. So they're already
Yeah.
like kicking it into high gear. They got more theme parks around the world opening. They got some stuff coming in, and you got Hollywood Drift in Hollywood, and
I can't
uh
wait for that.
man, and
I
like
can't wait.
literally today, the ride vehicles are on the track, and I've seen it firsthand, and
Yeah.
it's amazing. And so, because when we went to HHN Hollywood last October, man, I
It was
couldn't. I was like, yeah, I can't wait.
and that ride was probably only at 40% around
Literally
that time.
40%, and
All
they
of the
got it
tracking wasn't even done.
like they got it projected to open next year, and seeing that the progress that I've seen so far, I wouldn't even be shocked if it started you know testing at least by HHN, and would maybe even open in the winter. Like that's how
They
fast.
they have moved very
Like
fast.
the track is completed. The
Yeah.
ride vehicles are now on the track,
Yeah.
and the ride building is almost complete. It's like literally like 65-70% complete.
And
It's so
and
crazy
for
how
all of
fast
y'all,
it's so crazy how
hmm
fast Universal is moving, like in every
and
single
but
aspect.
that's the thing about them is that they don't give you a chance to complain. You know what I'm saying? Like it's done. One thing I will say though, for all of you who don't care for HHN Hollywood, because we know y'all out there,
Right.
go out there and experience it. because that ride is sitting on the side of the mountain. The views on that ride at night are gonna be insane. They're gonna
Crazy.
be insane.
And the fact that Universal is just like upping, it's just like turning these things out, upping the ante, changing the game is just so mind boggling to me because, you know, um, everybody has been, I believe in my heart of hearts that the theme park market has been dying for someone to do something because,
It
um,
was time for someone to do their big one.
whether people want to admit it or not, Disney has become stale. They uh,
Mm,
have become stagnant. They have become complacent with just we're Disney. We're just gonna go based off our brand name and just be complacent, just be content with just where we are. No, we as theme park fans want more. At the end of the day, not
oh,
like
boy.
we're a spoiled bunch. Don't get me wrong. We like nothing is never enough for us. So we're looking for the next
No,
big thing, the next big step. Who's gonna take that next big step? And
right.
Universal has done exactly that.
They have taken it. They have taken it. And speaking of that, that's not even everything that they have been doing recently. Um, let's hop into Universal Horror Unleashed, Las Vegas, 2025. I want to say this is slated to open in August.
Yeah.
I think is when they're talking about Craig, what are your thoughts on this? Do you see these IPs being changed every now and then? What's going to be the longevity factor for this attraction on the Las Vegas Strip? And after that, we'll watch a couple of promos about each thing.
So Universal Horror Unleashed. Ever since they have announced this, I have gotten really excited because
Yeah,
as you know, we love HHN, we love the horror, we love it all, and,
absolutely.
and the fact that we don't have to wait like a basically a half calendar year to experience HHN, not necessarily HHN, but like horror as like horror in general by Universal, we could just experience year round. You could just go and
Yeah,
just experience
yeah,
it. Even if you can't, not even just for everyone, but like even for Vegas residents who simply want a taste of what HHN is like, or maybe you haven't been to
right.
HHN before and you don't want to, put all your eggs in one basket. And you might not like it, or you might like it, and then want to come down for HHN. Horror Unleashed is literally a sample size of what the possibilities are for HHN, and um, the houses that they got so far: Scarecrow the Reaping, um, Exorcist Believer, Texas Chainsaw Massacre. I think, those are the three best houses to start off with because everybody knows Chainsaw Massacre. Everybody knows the rundown. Everybody has experience who've watched the movie or experienced the house. Exorcist Believer at HHN, and and
Great house, great house.
and Scarecrow the Reaping. Honestly, one of the best original houses ever. You
Yeah,
know this for a fact. And so, those are like the best three possibilities of houses that you can start off with. And, the food and drink options, basically the same, running with HHN. And so I'm pretty excited for that. And uh, to go off your question of if houses can change, I think they will because you don't want to, again, you don't want to just leave, just those, you just don't want to leave with those three. Maybe they'll just have those for like, a year or two. Cool. Get everybody acclimated with, what's going on, what the game plan is, and then, maybe switch out one or two, maybe keep one, and then, you know cycle them around. Nothing wrong with that,
Yeah,
more
you
houses for
know.
us, more experiences for us. And so I want to know what where you stand uh, on Horror Unleashed and what your hype level of it is.
So I have an interesting take on this because I have to be honest. I actually was not feeling the concept of
Okay.
Horror Unleashed when it was announced. And the reason that I wasn't feeling it is because haunted houses are not open year round. One thing that's happening in the haunted house world now with haunted houses as a whole is that now more and more special events are happening. They started doing these Christmas events, and then they moved into Christmas and Valentine's, which then moved into Christmas, Valentine's, halfway to Halloween. Some houses are doing St. Patrick's, some houses are doing Mardi Gras. And then you have these HHN houses that come in like holidays in hell and different houses like that that really push that narrative. Like we can do stuff that is out of the box, so it doesn't have to all be Halloween themed. What I am excited about, because now I'm all in. I'm all in on Horror Unleashed. And the reason that my perspective has changed is because of the houses that they've announced. These are houses that could have seen a reprise at HHN, future dates. But Exorcist Believer, you got to think about it. If they were to bring that back to one of the parks, HHN, there would have to be a reason in the media with the franchise, something to bring that back. Like if they just turn up this year and they say, all right, Exorcist Believer is coming back, before we can be excited about it, we're all going to ask questions of why. It was a great house, but why? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, why is it coming back? And so what I like is that they've taken these three banger IPs and have given them their own stage. It's almost like a spotlight kind of factor. Like these are some of HHN's heaviest hitting IP houses right here. And in fact, the Reaping is an original.
Exactly.
Like so that right there should tell you Scarecrow the Reaping is one of my favorite HHN houses, like point blank. So what I'm very excited about is the fact that these are all in the sound stage. There's no sprung tent. There's none of that. All of these are in the sound stage, and Universal can do what they really want with the detail. And I would not be surprised if the intensity level on these three properties is a lot higher than the heaviest hitting HHN houses in the park because they have more to work with. They've had more time to work with. It's not like they had to have this done by October. Sure, they're getting it open in August, but they could have been like April of 2026. You know what I'm saying? They have more to work with because they're just these three properties. So I'm actually really excited to see how that goes. I'm excited to see what that does in correspondence to HHN Hollywood, only being a couple hours up the road. I don't think it'll happen this year, but I think we will eventually see some sort of a combo ticket that will kind of throw in Horror Unleashed because people take that drive from LA to Vegas all the time.
That's
I
true.
think I do think the future is bright for Horror Unleashed. It's just about however they want to play that longevity, but I think they'll be fine.
Yeah, and one other thing that I do want to add, um, they've done these three houses before, and
Right.
so they have a chance to literally expand on that and to like, hey, this is what worked the first time, and let's try this, let's try that, let's see how this incorporates into the houses that we already did, and let's see if we can grow on that. And so the fact that they chose the three IPs to really like try to like push the boundaries and to see what's possible is really is what's making me really excited for this.
Yeah. And also for those of you who may not know, tickets for Horror Unleashed are now on sale. I think I was looking at it earlier. It's kind of going on a dated base, just like Universal does. Depending on what day you buy a ticket for, it may be in a flux of like $15 to $20. I think the general admission pass. The one-time access is starting right at $80, which for Universal, that is not bad. There are no perks for pass holders on this one, I don't think. Maybe in the future there will be, but I don't think right now there are. And I want to go ahead and check out this preview. Let's look at a couple of the previews and kind of see what we're thinking about that. Was it shot on the sound stage or not? You know, is this old footage? What do we think? So let's check that out. And let's go over here. Craig, can you still see it? Everything's good? Still see it?
Yeah, I do. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Universal Horror Unleashed is a brand new immersive experience. We've got 4 incredible haunted houses that put you right in the middle of iconic and terrifying scenes.
Scarecrow the Reaping is a Universal original and a huge fan favorite. It's set in the Dust Bowl era when the farmers ravaged the land. But in our story, the land has come back to life to wreak its revenge on you.
We actually transport you to the Midwest, to an old farmhouse. It is the scarecrows that inhabit this farm. They are wreaking havoc and revenge on the farmers for destroying the land itself. What do I feel makes Universal the best at telling these horror stories? We're going to bring to life what scares you the most because we've been doing it for over 100 years.
One thing we pride ourselves on is telling original, terrifying stories. And that's exactly what you're going to get with Scarecrow the Reaping.
I think we're bringing something entirely new to Las Vegas. It is a year-round destination, but it's really constantly changing, and so is our horror brand.
This entire building was built for horror from the ground up. From the walls on the outside to every single thing in the building, it's all about horror.
All right.
I'm
So there it
excited.
is, man.
Excited.
Horror Unleashed. First off, I think that Scarecrow the Reaping will definitely pack quite a punch
Oh yeah.
out there in Vegas. I'm really not worried about. I'm not gonna say I'm not worried about the other, houses, but man, I don't know. This is gonna be different. Now, moving on to let's just check out this hype video here. Maybe we could check out the hype video and just kind of see what we're thinking about that. Let's see. Can you see everything's good still?
Yeah.
Cool. Dude, I'm so excited.
I am.
I'm so excited.
So crazy.
I think the dining situation is dope. I think the entertainment is awesome. We saw Jack in that video, so I think some icons will definitely be showing their faces.
Sure, be on the lookout.
Be on the lookout. And so we're really excited for Horror Unleashed. Dead Man's Mike will be there as early as the very beginning of 2026. So make sure that you stay tuned because we will be out there going to take all that in, going to get the experience. Now that brings us into the main event, the main thing that this is all about. HHN 34. Now, the last episode that we put out was 3 weeks ago. 3 weeks ago. And just within that 3 weeks, like things have changed. Things have changed, things have updated. Yes, everything has gone in a different route. And so Craig, I want to get your thoughts on where we are right now with the event. This could very well be the last time we record before we get an announcement. Epic opens tomorrow. I kind of speculate that within the next week, things are going to pick up and start rolling here very soon. So how are you feeling? What are you thinking?
So, in terms of HHN this year, I think that, like I said before, I think this year has the potential to be one of them ones. Last year, let me tell you, last year set the bar. It really did. So, if that's anything to go by, I just know John Murdy and the crew will give us something that they've always given us something that we've never seen before in some aspect. They kind of gave that, they kind of gave us that with the, I say with the, what's that one house? I'm trying to blank.
Is it Hollywood or?
No, it's in Orlando. Crap. Well, the puppets in that house were crazy. And I'm really drawing a blank. I'm trying to remember that house because it was right by Ghostbusters.
A Quiet Place?
Yes, A Quiet Place. Um, those puppets in there were crazy. Though that's like those were like so innovative. I've never seen anything like that before. That was great. I love the Quiet Place films. They're great. The third
Yeah.
movie is coming out very soon as we speak, and the innovative things that HHN is just and Universal as a whole has been doing. It's just they're just every year they just never cease to amaze you. They just keep
Set the
raising the
bar.
bar. They keep raising the bar, and they surpass it and they exceed expectations, of course. But in terms of this year, the rumors running around, in terms of Terrifier, this is a house. This is an IP and a house that everyone and their mom has literally been waiting on, and it's like, and,
For a while.
and it's the same way with Five Nights at Freddy's this year. It's like Universal could easily pull the trigger, and I believe it was heavily rumored that Five Nights at Freddy's was going to be there last year. Honestly, it was a rumor that both of them were going to be there last year, but
Yeah.
that's a good thing about Universal. It's like you have these good ideas, you could just put them on the shelf, and you could just wait till
Yeah.
the year after, and boom, there you go.
Right.
And it's like,
Right.
excuse me, it's like all these ideas and all these ideas with the people behind HHN, including John Murdy, the creative. It's like, they come to him with all these ideas, and the ideas are, some of the ideas are chosen, and then like the ideas that are almost chosen, you can put them on the shelf for the following year. And you got the rumor with the Fallout game, which I'm kind of disappointed. I'm not really a big fan, but it's okay. I know Universal will change my mind. You got
Something.
you got the rumors of a WWE house. I'm a big WWE fan, pro wrestling fan myself, and so you got the rumors of the YS6. You got the rumors of the Undertaker. It's I just know that, and WWE as a whole, they are creative geniuses, and so when you collab them with HHN, I just know it's gonna be a good time. Um, you have a real big heavy rumor of Friday the 13th making a comeback. Who knows? Um, we have we have other IP rumors of we might have another um, some IPs that have been on the shelf. We have IP. Um, we have not IP. We have original sequel houses maybe coming, to fruition. We have
Yeah.
scare zones that have been in HHN in past years might be getting a house this year. Who knows? And so, you have all that speculation and all the possibilities in the window for HHN, and the houses haven't even been announced yet because Universal, as they should, they've been focusing going all in on Epic because brand new theme park, major theme park. So
Right.
they've really put not necessarily put HHN on the back burner, but they've been saving it. So once they get that grand opening,
They have been saving it, and it's gonna be a massive blow when they put everything out. Because my thought, and I could be wrong. Obviously, Universal has a plan; they know exactly what they're gonna do. But it's almost June, and I think that ticket sales will definitely drop along with the house announcement, if not more than one. I don't want to sit here and say that HHN is going to drop the entire house announcement on us in one sitting, but we definitely got 6 originals in a week last year.
yeah,
We
I
got
think
6 originals in a week last year.
right. I honestly think,
So,
um, that what Universal is gonna do and what they've been doing in the past years, they've like in terms of IPs, they've dropped a week apart from each other. So everybody can take in and get their thoughts on it, and then what they'll do is drop the originals and the scare zones at the same time, which is a good marketing strategy because you get the hype around the IPs and then release the rest of the information now. The excitement
right.
is just through the roof.
Yeah. I will say one rumor that I'm very excited about, and one that I have kind of been hoping and preaching about this for years, would be the Lady Gaga situation.
Yep.
I'm sorry, y'all. It's just kind of hard to see HHN tweet something about mayhem, and then Lady Gaga replies to it, and then her most recent album that she just came out with, which is skyrocketing right now, is called Mayhem. It's hard. It's kind of hard to look at that and not try to decode that.
I
Like,
don't
I know
think
that
that I don't even
HHN
think that's
will,
on accident either. So take it
huh?
with. I don't even think that's on accident either. So hey,
No, nah, because then Lady Gaga, she'd be replying to them just whenever, whenever she felt like it. But I really feel that she is one of those artists, if not one of the only other artists other than The Weeknd, that it can work for.
mhm,
Because I don't think it can work for everybody. But if they go off those old school albums, the Fame Monster, all that stuff, those were about the dark, horrifying sides of being a celebrity and things like that, kind of what After Hours brought to the table.
right.
I definitely think we can see it. Now, is it going to be at both parks? I don't know. Universal hasn't really dropped any weird messages. This might just be a Hollywood exclusive. But either way it goes, man, that one I'm definitely very excited for. And I have the spec maps here. Let me change the screen around real quick. And let's pull something up here. Now, this, I want to say that this is Hollywood. Yeah, this is Hollywood here.
So
Craig, kind of give me your thoughts on that. What are you thinking about this picture here? This is
so
from Horror Night Nightmares.
so Hollywood as a whole last year, I've got to say, was better than Orlando as a whole.
You're gonna piss some people off with that one.
Collective, Now, like in terms of like the overall vibe, like because in my opinion, in Hollywood, like this is just in terms of like not being like this, but this is like that was like my first time at Universal Studios Hollywood in general. So I was already pretty excited, but they like my expectations were already high, but they exceeded those as Universal always does. But
Right.
the overall vibe and just like everything that they offered and the fact that there was not like one bad house, like literally like there was not one house where I could say, oh, that was just like that wasn't needed. Every house was yeah. Um
Right.
can't say the same thing for Orlando because of Goblin's Feast. But house quality, I go with Orlando. But overall, um, it's basically a tie. But in terms of like every house, not like every house being like good Hollywood because the overall vibe of it. Maybe it's because I've been to Orlando, HHN Orlando so many times, and my first time being in Hollywood, maybe I got to get acclimated with it. But it's just the vibe, like because it's not like a lot of tourists go to, um, Hollywood. It's just that those are
A lot. It's more local.
mostly
More
local
local.
because because not a lot of people think about going to Hollywood for HHN. I mean, some do, but everybody thinks of Orlando first because Orlando gets the most. They get the most visitors, so it's almost like the only people that's in Hollywood are the locals, and the locals that's just what makes it come alive. Like that's what that like it's the homie vibe. You know what I'm saying?
They're
Like
looking forward to it. Yeah.
and
Because
they've
I will
been
say,
and the fact that this like in a Hollywood backdrop, and so it's like everything feels more authentic. Everything feels like we're in the midst of cinema history, and
yeah, it's a
everything
different,
together. It's like
it's a different vibe
it's
to
like
each park.
they just do this on a regular for them.
Yeah,
Us,
it's a
it's like
different vibe.
wow, like they this is like, and you got like really great actors out there. Not to say there aren't any in Orlando, but in Hollywood they
They're
just turn it.
amazing.
So
Yeah, no, definitely. Once you go experience Hollywood, you'll understand what Craig is trying to say. It's like there's an intensity factor at both events, but there's a vibe at both events, and the vibe is just different at
but
both events.
but in terms
Hollywood is just a vibe, man.
but in terms of the Hollywood spec map and what I'm looking at, I believe that uh again the lower lot always has like a potential. um it has a potential to have bangers like they do every year, but it's kind of looking like the upper lot is going to be holding more of the IPs and
Mhm.
more of the bangers. I think they're pulling them to the front because everybody knows in Hollywood they head straight for the lower lot because that's going to be the longest lines. That's where most of the IPs are.
Oh yeah, every time we're going to the lower lot first
But
immediately.
I think this year they're kind of pulling them to the front because towards going to the back, towards going to the lower lot, you have the studio tour, and there's a rumor that it's gonna be a part two of Blumhouse, or there's another rumor
Mm.
going around that it's gonna be Killer Clowns from Outer Space. So you never know.
See, now Terror Tram last year exceeded my expectations because the year before it was the Exterminators and it was cool, but I just felt like when you got off of the tram, you got ambushed by all of these exterminators with chainsaws, and then right after that, nothing until you got to Jupiter's Claim.
Mhm.
But this past year, it was Blumhouse, and it was Blumhouse all the way through. So if they were to extend it, that would be cool. But Killer Clowns from Outer Space has been a hit every time Hollywood has done it. So I'm not arguing about either of those things, and I'm definitely excited to see it. Now,
And
in
it's
terms
also
of Orlando,
in terms of, I will say this, like in terms of Hollywood, if there's like an idea left out of a house, then they're gonna put it in the Terror Trail. That's
right,
almost
right,
oh, something got something like they come up with all the houses, right? And then one idea is like this close, and then they decide to put that in the house, and then be like, oh, okay, well, you know, let's play rock paper scissors, which is going in the Terror Chamber, which is going to be in the house. So, either way,
right.
I'm excited.
Yeah, I'm about it. And then, as for Orlando, we kind of know what this spec map is looking like. This map really hasn't changed much. Um, I'm kind of almost to the point where I want to say this is probably our lineup, aside from maybe a couple of minor changes. We're kind of getting to that point in the season where the spec map is following a point of consistency, and I feel like this is exactly what we're getting, which this is looking like one of them ones if all of these houses come to fruition. This is definitely, one of those. Definitely very excited about Orlando. And before we close this thing out, we expect the tickets will be on sale pretty soon, I feel. Epic Universe is about to open. So once that gets rolling, I think we're gonna be in a good spot with everything, and it'll be rolling. Tickets will be on sale soon. We will be at HHN Orlando
I think like September 4th through
September
the
4th. Yeah. September 4th through the 6th, and then Hollywood October 3rd through the 5th. Not Scary Farm tickets should be on sale soon if they aren't already on sale now. Busch Gardens and SeaWorld Hollow Scream, that's on sale.
we will be we will be coming to you from Not Scary Farm. Do not forget.
Yes, we will be at Not Scary Farm live from LA. It's definitely going down. And I don't know, Craig, you got anything else you want to close out with, man?
Um, this is again, like I said in the last episode, this is only beginning. We are only going up from here. You will see a lot. You will see a lot more. Again, a lot more going forward. Be on the lookout for some collabs because we are coming forward with those.
Talks are happening.
They are,
Talks are happening.
and don't forget about GhoulieCon in July. We will be live from there, in Kentucky, in Covington, Kentucky. Pretty excited for that. We will be at Midsummer Scream in August, so look out for
Yes.
it. We will be coming to you from there too. A lot of things are happening as the year is going along. We are only getting started. Um,
Oh yeah.
look out for
I will, Greg, just to kind of pull the audience in a little bit more about what you just mentioned when it came to GhoulieCon.
yeah.
We are gearing up for the very first ever. And I say first ever because that's exactly what this is. The very first ever GhoulieCon / Halloween Horror Night live panel. And I'm about to share my screen so you guys can see what's going on here because I want y'all to see how cool this is.
Yeah.
Let's check this out. Let's go here. Yep. Let's go here. And let's click this. Here's our website for GhoulieCon. For those of you who do not know, GhoulieCon is Kentucky's newest premier horror convention put on by Dead Man's Mike, Toxic Icon, and Coven of Screams, sponsored by Creepy Confidential, Fire Creek Entertainment, and Haley Sue Creations and Takeover Films. This convention, the difference with this convention from other conventions, that's all about content creation. Whether if it's in the horror world, the haunt acting world, the Universal theme park world, we want to bring everybody together. We don't want those communities to be as separate anymore. We want to bring everybody together. So we will have tons of panels. We will have an award show that's all about awarding the hard work that goes into the content creation industry. And we'll also have a dope bar crawl. Tickets are all on sale. And the link tree will definitely be down below so you guys can check that out. Definitely think about coming and traveling and being a part of this, man. This is going to be awesome. Let's see here. Let me see if I can find this flyer for you guys. Let's talk about this thing right here. Can you see it, Craig? Everybody good?
No, I can't see it yet.
Can't see it?
No, I can't see it yet.
Hold on. Let's see. We add this. There we go. There we go. There we go.
Got
Can
it.
you see it now?
Yeah.
So let's go right here. I want to show you all this flyer just so you guys can kind of see what's going on. So with all this being said, we have 3 guest announcements, and we have, like I said, we're all about content creation. So we have I Like Scary that's going to be there. All about horror. You know his platform. He's very consistent. Awesome guy. Our good friend. He's going to be there. We have Doom Buddies. 2 of my favorite people in the community, and I can't wait to meet them in person. They've been on Toxic Icon. I definitely want to get them on here. They are blazing a trail right now, dude. They just got invited to Universal. They were down there for epic previews. I'm so happy for them. They deserve that, and they're going to be here. Killjoy Jake is going to be here. That's another good friend. We got Sledgehammer Horror. They're going to be here. Not only are they going to be here, they will be mediating all of our panels. So that's going to be really exciting. We've got Pretty Killer Podcast, Spooky Girls Coven. And what I'm most excited about here, and I'm not going to say that because I'm very equally excited about all of these. This Phantom Focus panel with Coven of Scream, Strange Talk Radio, and Creepy Confidential. This is going to be all things paranormal. This is going to be any and everything ghostly that you want. You got to be here so you can experience this panel. We've got Scare Pair. We've got Anaya. We've got Final Girl 13. Like that, those guest appearances are going to be happening. But this flyer right here, I'm pretty proud of this one. I ain't even gonna lie. It's gonna be Doom Buddies, Pretty Killer Podcast, Toxic Icon / Dead Man's Mic, and we are gonna be putting down the ultimate Halloween horror night debate. We're gonna be talking about our favorite houses, what houses we didn't like, which event that we think is better, our thoughts and our hype list for this year upcoming. That's in July, so hopefully we should have that, that announcement out by then. But man, this is gonna be an amazing event. Tickets are on sale now. We want y'all to buy them, man. Go buy those tickets up, make your travel plans. We're gonna make sure you're good when you're there with us. Come hang out for a weekend of horror and just fun, man. That's what GhoulieCon's all about. It's gonna be a dope event.
And it's a quick drive, so it ain't out the way. So
no, it's not.
You'll make your way to Compton, and I promise you will not regret it. This will be a con for the ages, and we are only getting started.
Only getting started. Well, with that being said, we appreciate you all for tuning into this episode. If you're at the parks, make sure you stay safe, stay hydrated. Craig and I will be down there from June 11th through the 14th for Epic Universe, and we'll probably do some city walks, some Islands of Adventure, and whatever else we can get into. So be sure to be on the lookout for us. Make sure you follow us. We're bringing it all to you on the story. Anytime we're down there taking that drive down I-4, you're going to know we're there. You're going to know we're there. So be sure to follow, like, comment, subscribe. This is only the beginning. And episode 3 will be on the way soon. Keep rocking with the Dead Man's Mic. My name is Nick White.
My name is Craig, one half of the Dead Man's Mic.
That's it.
See y'all soon.
And we appreciate you, and we'll see y'all soon. Take it easy. Stay safe. And we'll see y'all at HHN.
Love y'all. Peace.